that represents one, maybe two jobs. Maybe for some of you guys, it's half of your job, okay? But that right there was an unnecessary expenditure. And the reason being, you could go to any number of the college senior level classes here. I'm not talking about freshmen, all they know how to do is drink beer. I'm talking about people that are on the way to having their college degrees. You bring them in, you make this a class project. Trust me, you could get a PhD from this county, okay? Let them come in, let them do all this, and make it into a competition. And then you get various perspectives, or the commission rather, will get various perspectives of what's wrong and how to fix it. Because college students are very creative. They haven't been prostituted yet, if you will, in the corporate culture. There's nothing more intuitive, if you will, as a college student. A college student will do anything they can to get money to get beer. Okay? They'll be very creative. Trust me, I've been there, and all of y'all know. So, but as a result, that is so far outside of typical normal thinking, that doesn't even qualify as abstract. That's Mars and Venus thinking. So as a result, we're missing the mark. And as a result, what happens is you guys are the ones that it falls onto you. Which ones of you can we eliminate? Now, I've gone into talking about economies of scale, and I'm a big advocate of that. Trust me, there is a lot of purchasing power in this county as a whole that's not being recognized. That may not get us where we need to be. I don't know. But if it doesn't get us there, I've always been an advocate of saying, okay, we've looked at everything else, here's where we are. We still need to save X number of dollars. And I've been a big advocate of what I call ham and eggs. Sometimes people confuse the words involved and committed. So let me get you to understand how it is. The chicken, okay, chicken that laid the egg was involved. The pig the ham came from, he was committed. Okay? So in business, I would get the board and get management to commit to a cut. Then and only then would I go to the employees and ask them to take their cut. Now, that is commitment. Everybody is in the same boat at that point in time. Everybody has committed to what I call shared sacrifice. The difference is, and I believe on the biblical principle, the last will be first, meaning the employees will get theirs restored first ahead of the board and management. I know, you got to let me cover the next huge point that I got to cover, okay? The county attorney's office, which I alluded to in the very beginning of this thing. You got the lead county attorney making $400,000 a year, more than the President of the United States of America. You have 5 county attorneys in that office. 4 of the 5 make more than $250,000. Now, the numbers I'm putting out here, pure wages and wages alone. Doesn't factor benefits package and everything else. In addition to the fact that the $250,000 represents more than the state attorney general makes and represents more than the U.S. attorney, Eric Holder, who's U.S. attorney, the nation's top cop. That's more than he makes. From 2007 to 2010, this office spent more than $20 million in outside legal fees. In the 10-year period prior to 2007, they only spent $6 million. Even the sheriff and the personnel department don't have enough confidence to use this internal legal department. And to understand, that's what this is. This is an internal law firm for the purpose of conducting the county's legal affairs. Senator Everett Dickerson said, $1 billion here, $1 billion there, pretty soon you're talking about real money. And that's where we are with Jefferson County. And I'm concluding. I'm not sure if jobs need to be eliminated. But eliminating even one person is at the very end of the scale, and it is only preempted by getting everybody to commit to an across-the-board concession of everybody take a cut across the board. That's where I come from. That's my perspective. That's my background, and I've tried to be as concise in everything. So, and I'm not a formal speaker, so y'all have to understand that as well. But with that being said, it has truly been an honor to address you folks. I support you folks. I don't like seeing what's happened to you folks, and I have tried to communicate to the commissioners, but you have to understand it's an uphill sell. It really is. But I'm going to end on this point. I'm going to end on this point. I promise you, Kevin. Had I run for commission, had I won, you guys would have known me. Now, I know some of you are in Bessemer. You would have still known me, even though my office would have been here. I would have walked up and down these hallways. I would have been asking you, what can we do? Where are we missing? And I would have taken your input to heart. And you guys have not been engaged. You need to be engaged. And if there's anything that I can do to help in that process, I will. And again, I have to make the point. I'm retired. I've got no agenda here, so there is nothing I get out of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. What's your last name again, Lamar?
Lackey.
Well, I would suggest you do a YouTube and see how many hits you get.
Well, that's one of the reasons why we're doing this, is to just see how well I am and go from there. So,
You have a card?
are there any questions?
You have a business card?
I'll give everybody if y'all want to write it down, my telephone number is 205, I'm in Birmingham, 942-5490. And I have a very simple email address. L as in Lima, B as in Bravo, L as in Lima, the number 1, E as in Edward or employee, S as in Sam, Q as in Quattro, at gmail.com. LBL1ESQ at gmail.com. Are there any questions?
They'll probably email you some questions when they get a chance to sort.
Well, again, I
know you and I email quite a bit.
We do. I appreciate the opportunity, and I truly do. And Kevin he and I have nurtured a relationship, I'll call it for lack of better words, and it's been one of those where I truly believe that trust and respect were developed, they were earned, and not where they were given on the front end. And arguably, I think Kevin was somewhat skeptical of me in the very beginning, if that's a fair characterization. So, any questions?